as there was no desire to seek resources outside of his power. Once an individual's opinions and actions opposed the state's views, the state would take action and use aggressive and ruthless action to change or eliminate opposing viewpoints. Once a country falls under this aggression, information about free societies is suppressed. There no longer becomes democratic means on changing the government, and the state has free rein on who it conducts relationships with.
So if war disrupts peace, how do we stop these tyrants in a peaceful manner?
This is where institutions arise, such as the League of Nations, the United Nations, and the European Union. These institutions act as a global government, if you will, and seek to make sure other governments are not acting in aggression. But these institutions are only as good as the governments that make up their numbers, which, if they are held by dictators and autocrats, they can harm the cause of peace.
Just to make sure I understand, there is peace, but is disrupted by war. But without war and the advertisement in free trade, peace can be brought to light. But there are aggressors who seek to take power within their state, but with the help of global institutions to take a check on governments, free trade, and peace can prosper.
Correct.
So how do we maintain the peace and keep its agenda?
As I stated earlier, peace can be achieved by promoting free trade, but also with liberal democracy and military strength. With free trade, it reduces the opportunity for an autocratic regimen to expand their power and wealth at the expense of others. Free trade creates a system where all can benefit. Free trade is not the answer to peace, but a basis for peaceful relations between countries.
What about liberal democracies?
History has shown that liberal democracies are unlikely to go to war with one another. There has been no example in history of two liberal democracies going to war with each other.
How does military strength play into that if strong militaries have the ability to start a war?
With liberal societies, they must maintain a strong military, whether it is individually or collectively. This is so they can protect themselves from potential aggressors that want to take away their peace, and it assures aggressors there is nothing to gain from a war.
What's the case for peace?
Looking back on the countless wars and detrimental effects it is a reminder for us what can happen. Today, many nations are coming together in free trade unions and building a system of free trade that has kept the world relatively peaceful. All of humanity would benefit on unhindered cooperation of people coming together in trade and help grow a new era of prosperity and peace. Not only would thriving nations benefit, but the millions who do not know what freedom or security is would benefit much more.